Hello everyone, welcome back with me Miss Amruta and you're watching Guru's Academy. Hope all of you are watching my videos regularly. I have used very simple and easy language which will help you all to understand the concepts clearly. And if you have missed any of the previous videos, just press the I button on right hand side corner which will take you to my videos. Do watch them, comment, share and subscribe. And don't forget to press bell icon which will give you all notifications of my next videos. So today we will be starting with our third chapter of 5th standard EVS, that is Earth and its living world. So students, what do you understand by the name of the lesson, the Earth and its living world? Yes, Earth is the planet on which we all live. Then what is its living world? Is it that only we human beings live on the Earth? No, there are many more things such as other living organisms, plants, animals, underwater animals, birds in the air and sky. That means the life is underwater, on land, and also on the air. So we will be learning the living world of living world of our Earth. So now let's see what are the questions given. The first is, where do we get water from? Yes, students, what do you all think? From where do we get water? Yes, we get water from rivers, lake, ocean, isn't it? Now let's see what is the next question. Where do we lay foundation of building? Yes, what do you all think? How is the foundation of the building laid? And first of all, from where? Yes, it is laid deep under the ground, on the land. What is the next question? What need do we meet through breathing? So, what happens when you all breathe? What do you take? We take air inside, we take oxygen from the air, isn't it? Last question is, from where does the earth get light and heat? Yes, we have seen this in our previous lesson. From where do we get light and heat? Yes, we get light and heat from sun. On the surface of earth, we find land in some places and water in others. Have you all seen that we have only land? No. Some places there is land and some places there is water. The earth is surrounded by the atmosphere. We have seen this in our previous lesson that our earth is surrounded by the atmosphere. The living things on land, in water, and in air. We have learned this also. We have seen that there are living things on land and as well as in water and in air. And sun is the cause of many natural processes on the earth. There are many natural processes which are taken in which sun is the main reason. Because of sun, all this natural process takes place. Water, land and air constitutes the envelope of the earth. And what are those? Namely, those are hydrosphere, lithosphere and atmosphere. Yes, the water, land and air, it constitutes the envelope. That means it is the covering of the earth. And what are those? Those are hydrosphere, lithosphere and atmosphere. The biosphere spread in all the three sphere, in all other three sphere. You all know what is biosphere. Biosphere is where there is the living living space where living things appear. That is the hydrosphere, lithosphere and atmosphere. And we can see this from the picture which is given over here. See, we can differentiate. This is the lithosphere, that is the land, ground. This is the hydrosphere. You all know what is hydrosphere. Hydrosphere is the water. And this is the atmosphere. Hydrosphere, what can you all see on the hydrosphere? We can see that there are the fish under the water. Ducks are there in the water. That is the living that is the animals are living in water, isn't it? Cow is grazing on the land. Even we all live on the land. We live in living beings live on the land. Even different animals, where do they live? They live on the land. That is the lithosphere. And next is the atmosphere. See, what can you all see in the atmosphere? We can see that there are the birds flying, isn't it? There are even here also we can see that birds are flying on the in the air. So there is also life in the air. And this atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere makes the biosphere. I told you that living things where they survive in the three spheres, and that is called the biosphere. Now let's see what is lithosphere and the hydrosphere. The earth's crust is hard. Earth's crust is hard means what? The earth's covering is hard and it is mainly made up of rocks. When we travel in hilly region, we see the layers of rock and we see the layers of soil and rock along the road cuts. You all have seen when you all travel from the hilly regions, when we travel from the mountains, what do you all see? We see the layers which are of soil and as well as of rock. Through these cuttings, the roads are made in the hilly regions. We see grassy expanses of the land in some places and only sand in others. Now, your grassy expanses means what? It is the wide continuous area. That means in some places the grasses are spread wide away in the continuous area, while in some of the land we see there is only sand. The land is covered with the crops in some places and with forest in the others. Yes, have you all seen the land? It's covered only with the crops or only with the forest? No, some of the land they are having crops, while some of the land they are having forest. And sometimes we get see deeper layers of the soil into which tree roots are spread. Yes, we have seen big trees, a huge trees. Their roots are gone deeper inside the soil. And at other places we see rocks split apart by the tree roots. That means what is this? When I've just told you that there are huge trees whose roots are gone deep inside the soil, and sometimes these roots also goes deep into the rocks which get split apart. Then there are also gentle mountain slopes as well as the sheer cliffs of the rock. Gentle mountain slope, yes, mountains are where they are having slopes, but there are also some rocks which are sheer cliffs. Yes, sheer cliffs here means extremely vertical. Some of the rocks are also just standing straight. So sometimes we can see the mountains which are having slopes, as well as there are also sheer cliffs of rocks, means the rock which are just vertically standing. All these land features are parts of lithosphere. Yes, lithosphere means what? Land. So all the land features of these which we have just studied are the part of lithosphere. Much of the earth's surface is also occupied by the water, isn't it? On earth there is not only land but it's also occupied by the water. Lithosphere extends under its water too. Is it that the water is only water deep even if we go? No. A lithosphere is extended under the water also. There is land also under the water. About third of the surface of the earth consists of land. A vast continuous stretch of land is called the continent. It is called the continent. You all will have to remember this. You may ask what are continent. So a vast continuous stretch of land is called the continent. So the land on the earth is divided into 7 continents. Yes, you all will have to remember this. This can be also asked not now, but you all have to keep this in mind till end. That means this will be concluded in your GK also. So what are the 7 continents? It is Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica and Australia. So Asia is the largest continent and Australia is the smallest. You can see this in the map which is given over here. See here you all can see the continents. This is Asia, Europe, Africa, South America, North America. This is your Australia. This is Antarctica. See, so Australia is the smallest continent and Asia is the biggest continent. The land is not evenly in all places. The unevenness give the different shapes of the land in different places. Yes, have you seen that the land is same at all places? Have you all seen that land is plain in all place? No. Or have you all seen that land is only in mountains or hills or anything? No, it have different shapes and so they are called as landforms. In the picture above, you can see some landforms like plain, hill, mountains, etc. Now let's see over here. See, what can you all see? We can see this is the plain. That means this land is plain at the ground. Then you can see plateau over here. We can see hill. Hill means tekdi. Then we have the hillock. This is Choti Tekdi. Then we have valley. We have here mountain. Isn't it? This is the different forms of the land. These are not have. Can you see the land plain at the say all surface? No. There are mountains, hills, hillocks, plateau. These are the different landforms. You can also see the seashore. See, seashore is the land which is nearest to the ocean, you can say. Then we also have your island. Island is what? The part of the land which is covered by water from all the sides. That means this is also the land. This is also one form of the land. 2/3 of the earth's surface is covered with the water. And most of this water is in ocean. You all know what is ocean, isn't it? So most of the part of the earth is covered with the water, and this water is in the oceans, and oceans are salty. There are 5 main oceans. You all have to keep this in mind. There are 5 oceans, namely Atlantic, Pacific, Arctic, Southern Ocean and Indian Ocean. So the land along the margins of the ocean is called the coastal region. Yes, the land which is at the margin of the ocean, those are called coastal region. In Maharashtra we have in Konkan region. Konkan Kinarpatti आपण म्हणतो त्याला. So that is called the coastal region. Water bodies of different shape and sizes are formed along these coast and they are also called as sea. Yes, you all know Arabian Sea. Then we are having bay. Bay which closest to our India is Bay of Bengal. Then we have strait. Yes, strait means passage of water which connect two seas. Those are called strait. Then we are having Gulf. Gulf of Mannar is at our India. Then we are having the creek. Now creek here means that is the narrow area of the water that flow into the land from sea. It is the stream of water flowing down from mountains and into the rivers, that is called the creek. And these water bodies are part of the ocean. See, we can see this in the picture given over here. See, this is our Arabian Sea. And here we are having Bay of Bengal. Then what all can you all see? This is the Gulf of Mexico. Then we can also see the Park. See, this is the Park Strait. As I've told here, strait means what? Strait is the passage of water which connect two seas. See, this is the passage of water which is connecting the sea, that is Arabian Sea. We are having Arabian Sea here also. And this part is the Bay of Bengal. So this is the Park Strait. And we can also see the oceans over here. See, this is the Arctic Ocean. Then we are having Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, and this is the Southern Ocean. So these are the 5 oceans on the earth. Now let's see surface of the water. There are streams of water flowing over the land. This water is not salty, but that it is the fresh water. Yes, surface water means what? Water that collects on the surface of the ground. So the water which is collected on this surface, those are fresh. Those are not salty. Whereas the water in the oceans are salty. And these streams of water may be rills, brooks, streams or river. Now rills means what? ओढा, लहान ओढा ज्याला आपण म्हणतो, those are called streams. Sorry, those are called rills. And brooks are stream of the water which is smaller than river, and they are natural, which is continuously flowing body of the water. So when these rills, brooks, streams, they join each other, they form rivers. So you'll have to keep this in mind, that when these small water bodies, they come close to each other, that is rills, brooks, streams, they form rivers. And rills are the smallest and rivers are the biggest. Rivers which join to make big rivers, those are called tributaries. So what are tributaries? Rivers which join to each other and make big rivers are called tributaries. In some places, river cascades down a sudden drop. This forms a waterfall, and all rivers eventually flow into ocean. So now what are cascades? Cascades are these small waterfalls. So when these small waterfalls suddenly they have a drop, they form waterfalls, and all the rivers eventually flow into the oceans. Now next is the lakes. Water bodies formed by water collecting naturally in a low-lying area of land is called lake. When the water body formed by water, when the waters are collected naturally in a low-lying area. Low-lying area is the area which is formed at the low area. So the water bodies which are formed by collecting naturally in low-lying area of land, that is the low-lying, the area which is at the lowest area of the land, and here the waters are collected naturally, those are called lakes. Now water in form of ice. You all know ice, isn't it? So water particles in a cloud, they freeze, and in cold region they come down in the form of snow. Yes, we have seen in some regions where instead of rain they are having snow. What happens in these regions? Water particles in the clouds, they get freeze, and when they come down, they come down in the form of snow. So when the layer of snow piles up, means what? They makes the layer, they fall on each other and forms the layer. And when they pile up on the ground, when these layers are formed on the ground, they form ice. And when such layers of ice piles up in a low-lying area, they become enormous in size. Yes, they becomes bigger in the size. And these huge mass slips down a slope at a very slow speed. And this is called glaciers. Yes. So what are glaciers? When the layers of snow, they pile up on the ground, they form ice. And when such layers of ice piles down, first the layer of snow piles up, they form ice. And when the layers of ice piles up in the low-lying area, and they become enormous, they become bigger in the size. And when this huge mass slips down a slope at very slow speed, they are called glaciers. So you'll have to keep in mind that what are glaciers. And there are also huge blocks of ice floating in the sea, and they are called icebergs. Yes, even in the ice there are very huge blocks of ice, and those are called icebergs. Besides these water bodies on Earth's surface, there is lot of water stored underground layer of the rocks, and they are called groundwater. So what are groundwater? The water bodies on the Earth's surface, there is a lot of water stored underground layers, and these are called underground water. That is the groundwater. We reach it by the means of dug wells and bore wells. So how can we get the underground water? How can we utilize them? We can utilize them by the means of wells, by the means of bore wells. Many lakes and wells get water from these underground springs. Yes, when can we get the underground water? We can get them through dug wells and bore wells. And many of the lake wells, they get water from the underground springs. The water or ice that occupies Earth's surface, groundwater and water vapor in the atmosphere together forms Earth's hydrosphere. Yes, here comes the hydrosphere. We know what is hydrosphere. Hydrosphere is the sphere of the earth which has water in it. So, the water or ice that occupies the earth's surface, groundwater and water vapor in atmosphere, that forms hydrosphere. See, we can see here some picture of, this is the dug well and this is the bore well. Through this which we get the underground water. So hope all of you all have understood what I have taught you all today. The next part of the lesson we will be learning in the next video. Thank you.